important for you to know what you should do to take a stand for yourself. Does that mean for you to stand up and beat up someone? No. Does that mean it's wrong to not beat up someone, not to say anything? What would happen if someone will raise their hands if you take a stand for you? What do you do in these circumstances? Every individual, every different cases are completely different. And what I'd like to take, and so far it's been successful to be able to teach kids bullying. When we talk about martial arts, people have this taboo thinking that martial arts is all about teaching violence. I'd like to change that concept. I'd like to reach out to people to learn that martial arts is a way for me to get to the kids. It's like for them to watch their superheroes. If I would say to them that the superhero is there, regardless of what that superhero is in real life, they wouldn't see that picture. It's like a kid in a candy store. You just have to get them buying. Once they're buying, you can educate them in the right way to be able to enhance their way of thinking and improve their self-confidence by getting them buying, getting them what they want to see. So by utilizing martial arts, it's like a forum to bring the people together. We change their state of mind, and then we talk about the subject. So going to what would you do if you get bullied at school? I wouldn't want them to beat a kid. I wouldn't want them to, even though if you're getting beaten up at school, which I feel really bad, and I know I didn't do what I'm telling them to do, but I know it works because my experience at the time, I had to use my hands and legs to stop my bully. Do I regret it now? Yes, I do regret it because I could had more knowledge of why and it was wrong and what could have done to change his life. Because like we've mentioned before, sometimes the bully, it's an insecurity, and that's why they're being a bully. Maybe they're being bullied themselves by their parents and their family who's not there to nurture them, to help them to grow as a kid. But it's not the victim's fault and responsibility to be able to change that bully. But it's beautiful when you can educate kids nowadays and the younger generation. What are the pathways that we can use to respect each other's empathy and be able to listen to it, to someone else, for instance, And the beauty out of doing these programs is you can see bully learning martial arts to know that they can be a lion if they really want to, but to know once they roar, they can stop there. They can just roar to take a stand for themselves, to know if they have to use their hands, they would, but they know that they can stop just by roaring and no need to utilize their hands to stop a bully. And that for me is more important because it allows them to have the skill set to be great, but knowing when they really have to use it and hoping that they never have to use it. But that helps me to feel great about it because it's utilizing violence to teach people and kids on how to not be violent,
Yeah.
But knowing that you have the skill set to do so. It's like looking at everyone that goes through the police force, They have to learn to shoot a gun. They have to learn that if they have to utilize their gun to shoot, they would know that they have to use it. But you talk to so many police officers, especially in Australia, some of them have never shot a gun for over 25 years in real life under pressure, And that's a skill set that you can utilize the same principles, that you have the right tools within yourself to be strong within yourself, to know what you can do to stand up from a point of view, whether you're getting bullied, whether you're overwhelmed with a situation, and you can roar and you can take a stand from your own skill set that I'm contributing to, or our team is contributing to that, to make them feel great about themselves, which is more important.
And doing that earlier on when you are able to kind of see that there's a behavior that you don't quite appreciate, making that stand at the beginning, which is really tough for kids. I mean, because kids pick on each other all the time, and half of that is,
Exactly.
it's just what kids do, and then there's bullying, that kind of goes from there. Even you go onto any work site, or tradie site, you have people calling each other names and all that sort of, and then they laugh about it and they join each other for a drink afterwards. It's kind of like all right, so how can you tell, especially for some kids who might perceive jokes as they are being bullied? So somebody is kind of like,
or racism, or personal threat. Yeah.
Oh, certainly. And we live in a culture that is very we try to manage people's anxieties for them rather than teaching people how to stand up for themselves. Yeah. So it's really tough. I mean, and that's what I love about martial arts. It's like you teach a person within that inner sense of self-confidence. And the thing I love about it is it's so demonstrable that you can start to say, I'm going to do this one thing differently. And that's going to demonstrate that I can become better at that one thing.